Hi, welcome back to the Quiet Zone. I'm Susan Petang, and this is part two of how to have hope when everything is going wrong. We're going to talk today about mindful gratitude, and this is the way that you are going to turn around the way that you view the world and the way that you feel about the world. And this is your step up. So pay really close attention. Please stay until the end because this is really important stuff. In our last episode, we talked about your value system and how to build that framework about who you want to be and what you want your life to look like and what's your purpose. Okay. But today, this is practical stuff. Okay. So this is stuff that you can put into play right now to start feeling better and to get rid of the hopelessness and move into power. Okay. So here we go. Let's get right into it. What the heck is mindfulness anyway? Okay. Everybody talks about it. Oh, we're mindful. Okay. They don't. Sometimes people say they're being mindful and they're not. They have no idea what they're talking about. They just think they are. Mindfulness is being observant, being curious, and experiencing the moment that you're in right now. Okay. So that goes for your environment, that goes for how you feel physically, and it also goes for how you're feeling emotionally and mentally. Okay. That's the basis for emotional IQ. That's where it starts. Emotional IQ is the ability to understand what you're feeling in the moment and making that emotion work for you in the moment, and also to be able to identify how others are feeling so that you can help them too. So mindfulness is really important. It just means focusing on what's happening right now. And there are some tools that you can use to do that. One of them is to slow down, first of all. When we're running around like lunatics and we're always thinking about the next thing that we have to do, that's not helpful, okay? That's not being mindful. That is running around like a chicken with your head cut off, okay? Slow down. Focus on the task that you're doing right now. Observe what you're doing. Describe it to yourself as though you were teaching somebody else to do it, okay? And observe your environment from the perspective of somebody maybe who hasn't been there before. That's very helpful too. So there are a lot of different exercises that you can do to develop mindfulness. I'm not going to go into all of them here, but notice your breathing. Notice the way your clothes feel on your body. Notice the way you're feeling psychologically, emotionally, and your environment. But the next part of that is developing an attitude of gratitude and positivity. Okay, so we're not just being mindful, we're also we're going to be gratefully mindful or mindfully grateful, or we're going to put those two together. Okay, so that not only are we experiencing the moment, but we're also searching for the best possible things in that moment. And this just makes sense, doesn't it? Because the past is gone and the future's not here yet. The only place that we have is right now. That's just logical. We spend 100% of our time on earth in this moment right now. Think about that, okay? So it just makes logical sense to make the most of each one of those moments and find the best in them that we can. If we build up those positive moments, then our entire experience is going to be more positive. You see how that works? So how to develop the attitude of gratitude and positivity now. This is another thing that there are a lot of different exercises that you could do, but I'm just going to throw out some really easy stuff so that you can start right now, okay? And don't feel bad if you fall down on the job and, oh my gosh, I forgot. Don't worry, you're going to do that. It takes practice to learn how to think this way. So just keep getting back up on the horse and keep riding, just keep trying. Now to develop that attitude of gratitude, yes, you want to be grateful for all the big things. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my husband or my wife or my kids or my parents. Of course, we're grateful for those things, big honking huge things. Okay. What about all the little tiny things? Okay. Did you make it through a green light on your way to work? Was the line short in the deli today? Did you get out of the supermarket without having a whole crowd of people? Was it there was nobody there. It was the cashier friendly for a change. What did you experience? Just the wee little things, okay? Um, how we were talking just a second ago about mindfulness and how do your clothes feel on your body. Wow, these shoes are really comfortable. I'm really glad I wore these shoes today. Okay, there's something to be grateful for. Even when the moment stinks, there is always something to be grateful for, even if it's only that you were strong enough to survive it. Okay. Um, so pat yourself on the back and give yourself a round of applause for being a badass and surviving when you have a bad day. Okay, there is something that you can be grateful for. What is a lesson that you learned from something that was negative? What is something positive you can take from a situation? Okay, there's always something. And the other thing is too, is what I call, this is a benefit towards having mindful gratitude. It's called the new car factor. Now, when you buy a car, okay, whether it's brand new or just new to you, you go out on the road and all of a sudden you notice all the other ones just like it on the road, right? They didn't just magically appear, okay? They've always been there, but you just never noticed them before because they weren't familiar. That model of car has now become familiar to you. And as you start practicing mindful gratitude, that attitude will start to become familiar to you. And you will start to see more things in your life for which you can be grateful. Okay. And it's like all of a sudden, it's all these little everyday miracles will start popping up. And it's not that they weren't there before. They were. We just didn't pay attention to them. We took them for granted. Um, you can find gratitude for all these wee little things like, say, TV, your cell phone, your computer. Think about it. If you brought Ben Franklin back and you stuck him in a theater in a movie, he'd probably have a heart attack. Okay. He would say you were either a witch or it was a miracle. Okay. Right. Because that was not familiar to him. All these things we want to notice and pay attention to and be grateful for them. Okay. So I challenge you to do this for a week and see what happens. Okay. Be mindful and find gratitude and positivity for the things around you and see what happens. The next episode that we talk again is going to be building self-esteem and self-confidence. And I'm going to give you some real concrete exercises that you can do, real things you can start doing right away to build your self-esteem and your self-confidence so that you're even more of a badass than you already are. So I look forward to speaking with you then. Have a wonderful, awesome, amazing day.